Hey there you guys, my name is Cody, and today, in this video, we're going to be doing a little villain special review on Season 2 of Enchanters of War. Now, I think I know what y'all are wondering, when is Season 3 gonna come? Well, I think it's gonna be coming in December because I'll be releasing more than one episode, well, not on one day, but on the day after and tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's just get to the video. So basically, what we're going to be talking about is all the big baddies and the antagonists in Season 2. And now, I know the Deathwielder was the villain in Season 1, and he hasn't really shown himself, but today, we're going to talk about him first. Now, if you remember from Season 2 Episode 1, that was him right there if you didn't know, but without his blue colors on his arms and legs. He has this little tragic backstory where he loses his mom, and Ben's father, Stuart Kaltara, almost kills the Freebuilder, also known as Kaljar Naris, that Dalgar saves. And then another scene later, it reveals that those two had went all the way to Master Salvacor's village, which is the Mendaris village. And then, a scene later after that, that's when Master Salvacor initiates the Deathwielder and the Freebuilder, and they have their own home to just live in complete peace. And then, if you remember from Season 1, Episode 1, the prologue, it shows the Deathwielder showing some enchanters to the Kingdom Masters and Master Aurelius. But then, the Deathwielder, he just refused, and he just gets rejected, and they just kick him out and banish him. He was offended and outraged, and then he killed the Kingdom Masters. And he also went after the Clan Masters. Now, if you watch some of the episodes, or at least the movie of Season 2, they literally talk about how Master Salvacor had died, and then so on. In Season 1, it talks about the Deathwielder talking to King Armagon and forming the first great Stikbot war, and then in the end of Season 1, it's the Freebuilder and the Deathwielder fighting when everyone thought that they died in the first great Stikbot war. And then in Season 2, the Deathwielder came back and he's now the new leader of the Anaris clan. Well, actually, he's been. And the reason why I say new is because since people thought the Deathwielder had died, in Season 1, Episode 1, that's when Argren Anaris came. Now, I find Argren Anaris to be the most intimidating Anaris in the clan, because I really like how I did him, like with that battle scar on his face when he fought in the war. He literally committed unspeakable atrocities, like we thought that he killed Ben's father, and he killed Caleb's brother, and he also murdered so many Stikbots and the clan villages and the kingdoms. That's what makes him the most intimidating, and I kind of find him more intimidating than the Deathwielder. And if you thought the Deathwielder and the Freebuilder were the only siblings, think again. Along with Argren Anaris, there's these two right here, Vitality Anaris and Zenaida Anaris. They all grew up together when they were kids, but then when their village got attacked, it led to the Deathwielder and the Freebuilder being raised by Master Salvacor. The circumstances of their upbringing were far superior than the others. Alright, now we're moving on to the Deadmaster. As you know, this guy mind controls zombies and he makes his own zombie little army. And if you remember from Season 2 Episode 1, he literally mind controlled Melissa when she tried to kill him herself. And after all of that, Melissa tried to kill Lucas and Cyber. And then in Season 2 Episode 10, him and Cyber get in a final battle, and it's finally realized or revealed that the Deadmaster is actually an Anaris. And that's one of the little plot twists in the episode. And then after all of this, they keep trying so many times to kill the Deadmaster, but then when Cyber dies, the Deadmaster is still alive. Then Lucas, when he figured out how to mind control zombies, he literally guided them to the Deadmaster, and they literally ate the Deadmaster and tore him to shreds, signaling an end to the killer of Melissa's true family. Alright, now let's talk about the killer bunny himself, Zillian. Now, there really isn't much about him, since he wasn't really mentioned a lot in Season 2, but he will be in Season 3, kind of. So basically, this bunny is a killer bunny, and he killed so many Stikbots, as you know from the other villains. And basically, in Season 2 Episode 3, he breaks out of prison, he kills the guards, and it's later revealed that Alex, the talking panda, used to work for Zillian. And then Alex had decided to betray him and leave him, and that made them great enemies. And Alex has sworn to even take him down one day. And now, in Season 2 Episode 8, he gathers up every single talking animal, well, not all of them, and I'm not just talking about Alex, he gathers them all up, and they swore to take control of Nigeria, just like so many threats out there that want to rule Nigeria, but different. So basically, he gathers them all up, even all the bunnies, and he plagues to rule all of Nigeria, and yeah, that's pretty much about it with him. Up next is Krogan. Now here's a villain right here. So basically, Krogan's one of the most ruthless clickbuster there ever was. Well, next to King Armagon, and we'll get to him soon. So anyway, in his story, he killed the first clickbot king there ever was, and then he took his place, and all he did just cause mass carnage and motivate a bunch of clickbots to do the same. It almost reminds me from The Lion King, where Scar kills Mufasa and he takes place as king, and all he did is just cause a bunch of bad stuff. And then that's when clickbots became the most hated things ever in Nigeria, and that's when Tommy had enough of it. So basically, he was thinking about stopping Krogan and to end his conflicts with all of the kingdoms. And then he finally became the new clickbot king, but I don't know. But so basically, in Season 2, Episode 7, which is like the darkest episode in Season 2, they have like one of the best fight scenes I have ever made in Season 2 of Enchanters of War, or from the whole series, which I have not finished yet. So basically, it's Tommy versus Krogan, and Krogan did unleash a good beatdown on Tommy, but hey, Tommy did put up a good fight if you watched the episode, or at least watched the movie. And then his friends Percy and Caesar come, they help him, and they couldn't stand a chance either. And then one of the most jaw-dropping scenes in all of Enchanters of War is when Krogan punches Tommy's arm off. Not rip off, but punch off. Can you imagine how strong you have to be to do that? And then after all of this, Percy literally just throws Tommy's arm at him, and then Tommy snaps Krogan's neck, ending his conflicts with the Clickbots and the Kingdoms. And now Tommy is officially the new Clickbot king of all the others, even if, you know, now there is one bad Clickbot. Now, let's talk about another plot twist villain, such as Selina the Second. Here's something about her. She's supposed to be a Nebula Knight, but she's an evil Nebula Knight as she murders thousands, along with her dragon Winter. Just like with Heather and Saturn, there's another dragon out in the wild, but Saturn and Winter are the only two dragons out there alive, and secretly, Selina has been abusing Winter and using her for her dirty schemes. Now let's talk about how all this happened. If you remember from Season 2, Episode 1, when Heather was fighting the Dreadful League or the Deathful Legion, I don't even know why I gave them two names, but you can call them whichever you want. I mean, I won't mind. So basically, Heather's fighting the Dreadful League. Well, I just like to call them that. She's fighting them, and then she fights the lieutenant of the Dreadful League, or the leader. I should have said leader. So basically, they're fighting, and the reason why she's coming after the Dreadful League is because she blames them for her parents' death, especially the lieutenant. The lieutenant is actually the murderer of her parents. So she kills them and avenges her parents, and now Selina wants to avenge her father because Heather killed her. And if you remember from Season 2, Episode 7, Selina nearly kills Heather with a trident and a sword. Almost just like with Stuart Kaltara, also known as Ben's father. From Season 1, Episode 6, he nearly dies from a trident from a burnt down village with Kyle and Scarlet. Now, in Season 2, Episode 8, she has all of Heather's friends hostage in a cell, or a plastic box, and she says she's going to become the queen of the Nebula Knights and all of Nigeria. And now, in Season 2, Episode 9, Heather and Selina have their final battle, and Heather takes down Selina. Yay! And then Heather becomes the Nebula Knight Queen and takes the helmet and finally rules all the Nebula Knights. And then Saturn burns Selina to a crisp, and Winter just flies away. After all, she didn't really like Selina. And in Season 2, Episode 10, Aiden had decided to why not take Winter in, because she didn't ask to be truly evil and to be abused by Selina and go with her schemes. And now for the villain you guys have probably been waiting for, King Armagon. This Black Clickbot hasn't really been shown. He's only been shown in Season 1, Episode 1 when he was fighting in the First Great Stikbot War. But in Season 2, Episode 7, he was shown once again wearing a gigantic cape. And the Deathwielder had talked to him about starting a second Great Stikbot War. and helping him with finding the Enchanters, and in return, he will make sure the monsters of Melagron will rule Nigeria once more. Now, if you remember from Season 1, Episode 9, Ben Kaltara and Tommy, they went in the bathroom and they found Nebula-like armor. And they end up talking to this gigantic green fire skull. And it turned out to be King Armagon's father. And they told him long ago, for generations, he's been ruling Melagron. And since he's dead, in which he'll never be shown ever again, King Armagon is taking his place. And now he's going to try and take over all of Nigeria, just like his father did. But that was before the First Great Stikbot War. And also his father's name is Zalamar. And now, in Season 2, Episode 10, King Armagon is back. He's more evil, more dangerous, and more deranged. And he's a lot more powerful than last time in the First Great Stikbot War. This will be a big problem for the defenders of Nigeria, especially the Freewielder and Steward Kaltara. They both fought him, and you'll be able to see how this happened in Season 3, Episode 1, with the fight with the Freewielder and Steward Kaltara versus King Armagon in Season 3, Episode 1. King Armagon is officially now the most powerful villain in Enchanters of War. Anyway, you guys, that is it for this villain special of Enchanters of War Season 2. Be sure to stay tuned for Season 3 of the series, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time,